Go.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Milan Voice podcast. This is the first episode of hopefully many episodes coming up. We're recording directly from Sweden, Stockholm. My name is Kian, and I'm here with Ashkan and Afshin. They can introduce themselves in a couple of minutes. Or let me just check in if they're here. Are you guys here?
Mm. Yes,
Yes,
I'm
You,
here.
don't-
I'm here.
you don't have to wait a couple of minutes. Okay, so this is the first episode, and we are just recording for by audio because we were planning to do a video chat and record it, but we didn't manage to find a good software for it. So we're rookies and we're still learning, and you have to bear with us. And the plan is to have better equipment and to make better recordings in the future. So let me start off by say that the reason we're doing this podcast is because our common love for AC Milan. We've been supporters as long as we can remember. We will get into that a little more in detail. And every day, every hour of the day, basically, we're chatting and discussing Milan and Milan games and transfers and whatnot. And we decided that it was time to maybe start a podcast and to basically we're just doing this because we like to find a find a time during the day or during the week to catch up uh, and recap the games that have been during the last weeks and maybe hopefully one or two persons in the future will listen to this and decide to follow us. Let's see what happens with that. And It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. We're just doing this for fun, nothing else. And Ashkan Afshin, do you want to say something before we move forward?
No, we can
Now we can move forward.
move forward.
Okay, so we have an agenda for the day. Basically, what we want to talk about,
The
and
last two games.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the agenda, as we have decided, should be like we will discuss analyze the recap the games that have been, and for this week, it's Monday now. What date is it? It's like the 2nd of February or something like that. For the first of
First,
The
February.
first of
So
February.
the last
first
game
of
was Bologna and Milan, and the game before that was Inter and
Inter,
Milan, right?
Coppa
On
Italia.
Tuesday. It feels so
Yes.
long ago that game, Inter
Yeah, I
Milan.
know.
It's
Yes.
crazy.
Time went
It was
fast.
such a hard defeat. It feels like it's been a month.
Yeah,
It's been months since
I've been
we
trying to
recorded.
forget. I've been trying to forget that
Yeah,
game.
And the Atalanta game.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk
yeah.
about that game.
There was a couple of defeats before that also. So I'm just gonna. So we're gonna start with some introduction,
Yeah,
and
that
then
sounds good.
move forward with the agenda and continue and talk about Inter Milan. So introduction. I already introduced myself, Kian. I'm 39 years old, a Milan fan since I was a teenager. So how did I become a Milanista? It was, as I can remember, I think it was late 90s. I watched Milan games, but I wasn't a real Milanista. I wasn't a really hardcore fan. I was watching Milan games with Shevchenko playing. I think if we go back to like 90, in the 94, 95, mid 90s, I think George Via and those guys were still in the team. So I thought I liked the colors. I fell in love with the colors. I love the red and black, and then I didn't know anything about the players or who these guys were, but I love the colors, and I said, oh man, this is the team. If I'm supposed to root for a team, this is the team I would root for. Basically, only for the colors in the beginning, and it was in mid nineties I think, and
Mm.
then I was just randomly watching Milan games. I didn't follow the team or anything. I think maybe I saw one or two Champions League games, And back in the day, in the 90s, you could bet on Serie A games in Sweden. It was a thing everybody did on Saturdays, and so while we did that, we used to watch a couple of Serie A games. That's it. And then later on, when I fell in love with a player named Pirlo.
Oof.
This was late 90s, I think. Yeah, and I loved the way he played the game. He was like the way he handled the ball. It was so different from all the others. He felt so comfortable and at ease with the ball. So and I was totally taken by it. And he was the main reason I started to follow AC Milan more and more. And this was, I think, around the late 90s, 98 maybe. And I was in my 20s back then, and maybe, yeah, 20s. And then I started to watch more and more games, and I found that some of my friends were actually Interistas,
Oh,
Nerazzurri fans, and that was a really hard blow.
yeah.
But it made it even more prestigious and fun for me to be a Milan supporter, because I really wanted Milan to win after I found out some people around me were rooting for Inter. So we used to watch the Inter Milan games together, and then and the years went by, and Gattuso, Kaká, and all those players. I got to know them, and I saw a couple of great games during Champions League. And
What year did you start to watch Milan
I
actively?
really, I think I really started to watch them, to follow the team in Serie A and Champions League. I think it was early 2020, maybe 21, 22. I was really into it then.
When was that Milan derby when we won 6-1 or something? Didn't I see that sometime?
Yeah, I think that was earlier, right?
2001, I think. So you become a fan, but after that,
Basically, yeah. That game 6-1, right?
that would be fun to watch with your friends when they're Inter
No,
fans.
we actually didn't watch that because I don't know why. Because in the 20s, I was a Milan supporter, but I wasn't a fanatic fan like today. Like
Mm,
I didn't, because back then you have to understand, we didn't have Twitter, internet the same way we have now. So the only way you could
yeah,
follow a team was like at 2 o'clock, Milan are playing like Genoa. That's everything. That's
Mhm.
all we knew. We didn't even we didn't know anything about the players, the
or the
transfers, nothing about
transfers. No?
the market, nothing. There was
Yeah,
nothing about it unless you read the newspapers. And I was a teenager still. I was like 2021, and I wanted to do other stuff. So Milan wasn't the only thing I was like like thinking about.
yeah,
So basically, then I started. I'm not gonna. We get into that more in the future.
yeah.
But basically, then but what I remember is because of Pirlo, I started to fall in love with Milan,
Yeah.
and more watch the games. Yeah. And what about you guys? Introduce yourself
Uh,
and tell us how you became a
yes, I can
Milanista.
go.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
Mhm.
go, Ashkan.
Yes, I'm Ashkan, or some people call me Ash. I remember that I became a Milanista back in 2002, 2003, right about the time we won the Champions League against Juve in the final. I think I was about 8 years old, and I remember my favorite player at that time, the one that made me fall in love with the red and black jersey, was Shevchenko. And fun fact, he was also the last penalty taker against Juve in the CL final that year.
Oh yeah, you're
Um,
right.
yeah, he was. That was a great final, by the
Yeah.
way.
He did. It was a great penalty, also.
The last
Yeah,
penalty
it was.
against
I mean,
Buffon.
it was Buffon against Dida, Del Piero against Shevchenko. All the debates about each
Shevchenko
player.
put it in the ceiling. I remember, or something like that. The penalty. He put it
Yeah,
right up in the corner, or
and
something like that.
also, and what's so fun about that Champions League is that in the semifinals we were against Inter in two legs,
Oh,
and we qualified to the final, and it was an all Italian final in
mm,
the
Yeah,
Champions
yeah.
League that year. It was amazing. So that was a bit about how I became a
Yeah.
Milanista. But I remember Shevchenko; he was my favorite player. but then he became like Kaká when he started to arrive for when he came
Yeah,
to Milan
yeah. I
from
remember
Brazil.
Kaká was your guy.
Yeah, I loved Kaká. I still love him. Every Milan fan loves Kaká.
Yeah, yeah. He was amazing.
Mm.
He
So
was
that's a
maybe
little bit
he was
about.
maybe during his time. He was maybe the best or one of the best
Yeah, he won the Ballon d'Or
Yeah, he won the
Brazilian
Ballon d'Or.
before
Brazilian
the Messi.
players in national team in Brazilian national. He was maybe the best Brazilian player then when he
Yeah,
Yeah,
won the
yeah.
Ballon
I
d'Or.
mean,
2005,
Definitely.
6.
I remember Luis Adriano once said, the former Inter player, he said, "I believe in God and I believe in Kaká." I mean, everybody in Brazil loved Kaká.
Who said that? Who said that?
He
Luis
was
Adriano.
Luis Adriano. No,
No,
it's no, not Luis
that
Adriano.
other
Sorry,
Adriano played.
Adriano.
Luis is
I'm
that
talking about the
trash
Brazilian Adriano,
player that played in
Yeah, yeah,
Milan.
the Brazilian Adriano, not
the
the
one who went
Milan player.
alcoholic, the
Sorry.
one who.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one.
yeah, but he was
Yeah.
also a great player, even though he played for right.
Adriano had the most vicious right foot or left
Yeah,
foot.
yeah,
Was it left foot or
crazy,
right
I think
foot?
crazy.
left. He played with
I think
Zlatan in Inter.
he was left foot, right? Maybe he was left
Yeah,
foot.
I think
Okay.
it was the
left.
right foot. I
Anyways, his
remember that.
shot he could shoot from the half line. The half line.
Yeah, I remember Pro Evolution Soccer 2006. Even though I was a Milanista, I used to pick Brazil
He was on the
to play
cover
with
of one
Adriano
of the PES
because he
games.
had that amazing shooting skill. Yeah, he was on the cover too, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. On PES, was it 6 or 7 or maybe 6?
6, I
2006.
think.
You know, PES 6 is the most classic football game
Yeah,
ever made because it was perfect all shapes and forms,
Yeah,
like
it was
yeah.
fast
fluidity,
paced.
everything.
It was like an arcade game.
Still,
Mm.
we played it on. Actually, remember when we were in Greece? We played it on vacation. It was number 6 they had there, right? There was a PlayStation
Yeah,
One with.
it was the last game from PlayStation 2, then PlayStation 3.
That
Yeah,
Milan
then
team.
Then it
yeah,
went downhill.
it was
Now it's
crazy.
up again. Now it's up
Early
again.
20, early 20s,
Messi.
the Milan team was crazy, like Cafu and
Yeah,
everybody.
crazy.
Maldini.
Every
What a
spot was
team.
even the bench was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Even
mean,
the
Luis,
sub.
all the spot, all legends. Hopefully,
Yeah,
this team we have now will become legends too.
yeah. So,
Saka
Afshin,
already
you
are.
want to tell us about your
Yes.
your Milan history?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm a bit younger than them, so I became a Milan fan in 2010, basically when Zlatan joined. Before that,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was not really into football or any kind of sport. I was just watching cartoons or playing video games.
yeah.
Then,
So it was
yeah,
Zlatan's
Zlatan
move
joined. I
from.
like Zlatan because when I watched Euro 2008, Sweden versus Greece, he scored a beautiful goal. After that, I really liked Zlatan. I watched him on YouTube and
Yeah,
some other sites, watched a couple of goals, but I never really watched a game of soccer or football. But then in 2010, when he
Yeah,
joined
he moved
Milan, in the
from
summer,
Barcelona.
yeah, in the summer of 2010, he joined Milan. I decided to watch my first game. It was Milan versus some mid-table team. We lost that game, and Zlatan missed a penalty. He
Oh,
hit the
I remember that
post, I
game.
think. He
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was against
he couldn't
Cesena.
put penalties even back then.
Oh, I remember that game too. I
he
remember
hit
I
the
was so
post. We
hyped about
lost
that.
2-0, I think, and hit the post.
Yeah.
But after that game, I watched pretty much every single Milan game, and I fell in love with the club. My favorite player was Zlatan and Thiago Silva, and
Yeah, yeah,
unfortunately, both of them left 2 years after that. But then my favorite player was El Sharawi. I thought he was gonna be our next Kaká,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
we
He
saw
was the
how
next
that
hope.
turned out.
Yeah, he
So,
wasn't that bad, but
but he was
he was
good.
no Kaká.
He had a really good 6 months. He was scoring left and right all the
He
time.
was our top
Wasn't
scorer.
he injured? Wasn't he injured or something?
I don't know.
He had some
Pato was
injury
a
issues.
good
I
player, but
remember.
he got injured all
Mm.
the time. But
Yeah, yeah.
uh, he
Pato
was
was a lot of
he
injuries.
was really good. Yeah, that's it basically.
All right.
And I really love the color red and black. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the
I mean,
most beautiful
Basically,
thing about this club.
to be honest, I think when you speak with a lot of Milan fans or Milan supporters, basically it comes down to when you
the
start to follow
colors.
a team. Yeah, of course, this is psychological. This is not a small issue.
Mm.
Like But what I don't understand, how can you even like blue and black? It's the most ugly
Blue,
combination.
blue is the most ugly color I've seen.
Blue and black is the most ugly combination you can have in the spectrum of colors. And after that
Or
comes
white and black.
the white and black
Red.
works, and then as soon as you think about a zebra, then you remember how ridiculous it is to have a.
No, but the worst combination is red and blue. They don't.
Red
And
and blue.
Red
yeah,
Yeah,
and I
and red,
think
like
like
Barcelona.
Barcelona. I don't like those
yeah,
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 I don't like
this
red
is
and blue.
crazy.
combination.
They are just selfish. They want fans from all the spectrum. They want the blues and the reds, because usually in soccer you have the blues and the reds. Like
No, no, I changed my
in
mind.
Uh,
You
in
know
England
Benevento.
you have
you know,
United. You have United, right? They are red and Chelsea is blue. So you have
Yeah,
the
yeah.
traditional red and blue teams everywhere. And here you have Inter and Milan, and Inter have like this ugly black and blue color. I can't even understand how you can fall in love with it. So Interistas, you
Inter
always
fans
say
gonna
that
hate this.
they didn't fall in love with the color; they fell in love with the player or a team or whatever. But
But
we
what
Milanistas
player?
can always say like
Adriano.
we fell in love with the color to begin with, because it's so
Yeah,
beautiful. Red
it
and
really
black,
is. It is red and black is my favorite color. I think it was my favorite color even before I
hundred
became a Milan
percent
fan.
my favorite colors too. 100% red and black,
And
and
my and my favorite number is 7, and we have won 7 Champions League.
And can I also
Oh,
say one thing?
oh
I
yeah,
forgot to mention. I forgot to mention this in my introduction. I have a
yeah.
Milan tattoo on my right leg with the color red
Yeah,
and
you have a
black.
beautiful Milan tattoo on your right. What is it
Right
called backside?
calf, I think in
On your
English.
ass, right? On your no, I'm just kidding.
cut that out.
Calf, yeah, on your right calf, yeah,
Yeah, my right calf because I'm
on
a
your
right foot when I played football.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
beautiful. I was gonna
I
get
will.
one, then I got
I
married and
told you
had
we
kids,
should.
so it's
I
too late
wanted
for
you the
me.
guys to join the club with the
It's too late.
tattoos.
If we win the
Nah,
I
it's
Champions
think I
never
League,
might.
too
then yeah.
late. If we
Yeah.
win, if we win the league,
That
I'm
is the
gonna
only
tattoo.
tattoo I wouldn't regret. Of course, the name of my son is another tattoo I wouldn't regret.
Sure.
But
Yeah, of course.
anyways, so guys, it's time to move on in the agenda.
Mhm.
So you want to discuss Inter Milan game?
Yeah, let's start
Inter
with the
Milan.
Who wants to
Inter
go
Milan.
first? Who wants to go first and take a couple of minutes and analyze the
I
game?
can.
Tell us your perspective from the game, everything that happened, how what led up to the Inter. Tell us your perspective of analyze the game,
Of the
and
game.
also tell us what you think led up to the fight between Ibra and Lukaku, and then together we will summarize the whole fight. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but
go ahead,
can I
Ashkan.
start?
Start. Yeah, go ahead. Start with the
Hmm?
game.
Yeah, I think the game was, to be honest, very good before the red card. I think if Zlatan didn't receive the card, we would have won that game. I really think that because we were playing really good. Even like if we compare the Inter game to the Bologna game, we played better against Inter, I think, and than we did against Bologna. But we played great. Unfortunately, the red card messed it up a little bit, and I don't think it was a penalty that Inter received personally. But I remember watching the game and Zlatan receiving a yellow, and I remember he was running towards a player, and I said to myself, please please don't foul, and he did, and I was like, I
But
knew
did you
that
feel?
referee had some. Yeah, I felt it. I don't remember if I watched the game with you, Afshin. Did I watch the game with you, or do you?
Yes. Oh no,
Because
I
I
don't know.
I remember I yelled when he was running towards the player. I said,
Mm,
"Don't foul, don't foul, don't foul."
It was on a Tuesday,
And
so I don't think you watched.
yeah, yeah, but he did it, and I was like, "Here he comes. He's gonna give him the red card." But I
yeah,
think that
And then when I
I
saw
couldn't
that, I
believe
saw
my
it was
eyes.
Zlatan, and Brahim Diaz. Both of them
yeah,
went in on Kolarov. So I
Yeah,
didn't
but
know
it was
who was
Zlatan.
gonna get a
He
yellow
was
card.
running kind of aggressive.
Mm.
I mean, I love Zlatan, but I think that
But
was
what do you
like if
think?
you have a yellow card, you shouldn't run like that towards a
But was
player.
that
But
a was that
no, to me, it wasn't a second yellow.
It was a
Maybe it was.
soft yellow. I
It was a
understand, but
soft
it was
yellow.
a really
He should
soft.
have got a warning at least. But that unfortunately ruined the game for us. But before that, we played great. We were up 1-0. Then the penalty came, and that unfortunate free kick that Eriksson scored with.
But that was not a
everything
free kick.
everything went.
That was not a free kick.
Yeah,
Yeah, and also that is also debatable if that was a free kick.
The Mayet situation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
I
was
remember.
Lautaro
Yeah,
who went down, right?
he kicked his own legs. I saw it on the
but
replay. So he kicked his own leg, his right foot. He kicked his left foot.
Hmm.
yeah,
Mete didn't even touch
but
And
I mean,
there's
it's
a couple of
always
Inter players, and we should mention names. I will do it. It's Barella and
mm,
Lautaro.
yeah. Barella went down
They
kind of.
go down
So
just by the wind.
yeah,
So
But we have
especially
players
that
like that.
penalty.
Oh,
But Barella, let's be honest, he's a great player. He really is a great
hey, he's a great
player.
midfield. He's a
But
great. If we had him, I would say he's one of the best
if I could
midfielders
pick
nah,
in the
one
league
Inter player, I would
to
pick
me,
Barella.
for me, he's the best. He's the
because he's
best
a
Inter player.
fighter. He really fights. But I don't like the fact that he goes down so easy. Compare him to Benacer. How much does Benacer go down, and how much does Barella?
But they're
How many
different
free
type of
kicks?
Yeah,
players
but
also.
Milan have players like that also. Like Theo Hernandez. He
Yeah, but I'm
was
comparing
a lot.
midfielder.
Yeah,
Comparing
yeah,
midfielders to
midfield versus
midfielders. Yeah,
midfield.
I know. Theo Hernandez just screams every time somebody. He just yells. Ah!
You hear him all the time.
So,
Yeah.
Ashkan, you want to continue analyzing your?
Yeah, I just want to say, like, even though we lost the game, I mean, if I want to look at the positive sides, I mean, Tatu,
Tato had a
what
good
an
game.
amazing game he played. For me, he was man of the match for the Milan
Yeah,
players.
he was great. He was
He
amazing.
was
He
really
was
good.
great.
Like I said, he did this. It was the best game of his life
Yeah, I think it was
until
the
they awarded Inter that penalty.
The only bad thing he did was the free kick because his position was a little bad. It was far to the left.
yeah,
It
but
was,
Yeah,
that would be hard.
but
I
it's
think
hard to
Donnarumma
do it.
wouldn't. I don't think Donnarumma would have even saved that
Yeah,
free
but
kick, if I'm gonna be honest. But
that free
you never
kick
know.
was. Yeah, it was obvious that Ericsson was going to put it on the left corner there, but yeah,
Oh,
I don't
and
know why
also
all
one
the
thing I
goalies.
remembered.
It's like all the goalies know where the ball is going to go, but they always go to the other side of the goal. I
mm,
don't even get this. I know why they do that because they can't see behind the wall. They need to go on the other side to look at the ball and then
Yeah,
try to dive
and
for
if
it.
they go to the other side, he's just gonna shoot it hard in the side. That's
Yeah, I know. To the other side, what is not protected, he would just shoot it on the other
mm,
side. That's not protected. So that's a compromise. That's a balance you have to. All right. Something else, Ashkan, you want to add?
yeah. One last thing. I before that game, who did we play? Mate. Mate came in. What was Mate's
Mate was
first
bad.
game?
Mate's
Yeah, Mate
first game he
was
was good, but he played like
yeah
a
It
first
was
zero.
game.
a
But
total
this
disaster
game,
against
he was
Atlanta.
yeah, he was the yeah against Atlanta, but also against Inter. I didn't think he was that good. He didn't
He was
perform very well.
he was flop of the match for me. Even if he got
Yeah,
assist for Zlatan, but Zlatan did everything for that goal.
yeah. I
He
think
scored
also
so
he
good.
was for me he was flop of the match
And the Atalanta game
for the
also, he
Milan
was
players.
one of the worst on the pitch.
Mm, exactly. Yeah, but that's about it. I don't think yeah.
Okay, we will
That's
discuss the Ibra Lukaku fight at the end after our me and Afshin have also analyzed the game. I think that is worth to discuss more in depth. What happened between because I have something to say about that fight.
Mm.
mm,
Okay, Afshin, you
okay.
wanna analyze the game?
Yeah, I think we played good from the first half and until Zlatan was sent off. I think we even played better than Inter, but then unfortunately he got sent off, and that's when it all went downhill. I think Roman
Yeah.
Goli played a good game. Usually he sometimes gets criticized for playing bad against Inter, but this
Yeah,
time did good.
he did good actually. He did good actually.
Theo Hernandez was good. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it was.
Kiar unfortunately got injured after like 20 minutes, but Tomari stepped in and he was good. He was fast, and he
Oof,
could
yeah,
be our
Tomari.
future if we buy him. Kessie is always good. I think Kessie is our most consistent player in Milan. Everyone else
No
may
doubt.
have a bad
Yeah,
game or
there's no
two, but
doubt.
Kessie, I never ever seen him have
Yeah,
a
I
bad
never seen a
game.
bad game from Kessie.
I've never seen
And
him rest. I've never seen him rest.
yeah, and something else,
He's
Dalot, these past two
Dalot
games
was
he has been good. Against
yeah,
Juventus, he
Dalot
was
was
also
good
good.
against Inter.
Even
Yeah, yeah.
against Juventus when we lost, he was on Ronaldo's side, and Ronaldo didn't do anything that game, so it was good.
Because
Yeah, he was.
Dalot plays his composure. He doesn't get
Yeah,
like too nervous with the
he's
ball.
good defensively, but not.
Yeah, yeah, he's
He
a
was
good.
also good covering Perisic that game
Yeah,
against Inter.
so yeah, he has been good. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Zlatan
Yeah,
was good until the red card.
until the fight. Yeah,
Yeah,
All his
Zlatan
passes
could have
yeah.
won
was
man
great.
of the match if it wasn't for that card.
Yeah, so yeah, I agree with everything you guys said. Um, from the get go, I thought the lineup was that Pioli made was good, considering all the injuries we had,
Mm.
because we were still missing Hakan.
Yeah, Hakan,
We didn't have backup.
Benacer,
Yeah, we didn't have Benacer. We didn't have Samu Alexis for that game.
Yeah,
yeah,
we didn't have a starting
Alexis
No, I'm
played.
CB.
sorry. He was back for that
He was
game.
on bench.
He
Yeah,
came he
Yeah,
came in. He came in like 85th minute.
yeah, but
He came in so late.
Calabria
Yeah.
was on the bench. He was resting for because it was a cup game. He was
Yeah, yeah,
resting.
yeah. Castillejo went out and Samu came. Yeah.
Mm.
At that, oh my God. There were some, yeah, we couldn't do it. We were 10 men. It was hard to come back from.
Mm.
It was a hard blow to have both the penalty and the free kick against us. And the way they were judged, I think the referee made a bad call. I think
You
if we
think it
start from
wasn't
the
the
beginning,
penalty?
what?
Do you think the penalty shouldn't have been a penalty? The
I
Leao
think
tackle.
I think the penalty situation was actually, to be honest, to be like not in a Milan supporter
Mm.
view. I think it was a 50-50 situation. He could have given a penalty.
Yeah,
He could have said, "Nah, Barella went down too easy, and he wasn't touched." But I think it was a
but
stupid
yeah, Barella
tackle
wasn't
by
touched
Leao.
because he jumped before the tackle came
Yeah,
in.
yeah, but
Because
yeah, but you
was
guys
trying to
agree it
save
was a
himself.
stupid tackle of
It was
Leao,
stupid, but
yeah,
because
it
he
was.
Liao's tall legs going in like that. I mean,
yeah,
how
I
are
don't
you
think it hit
gonna?
him. But yeah,
He gonna bring down a tree? Like what? Everything around you is gonna fall down with your legs. What are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
his legs was spread wide
All over the
for that
place. It's
tackle.
like stupid. That was so stupid. So I'm not. But the second the free kick really annoyed me because he could
Yeah,
have
that wasn't a
decided,
free kick.
and I hate it. He even went. He went to VAR for that free kick.
No.
no, you
No,
can't
he
check
went.
VAR outside the box. You can
Okay,
only
he
check
went to VAR
VAR
for the
in the penalty
penalty.
box and for red cards.
Red card, yeah.
Let me just point this out also. I remember watching the ref when he went to VAR to look at the penalty situation, and
Mm.
I remember thinking, why are they showing that angle where you can't see shit? He should have seen it from the other angle where you see Barella jumping up and not being. He saw it from he saw it from the angle on the back of Liao. So from that angle,
Mm.
he was like, ooh, that was a hard tackle. So
Yeah.
I criticize sometimes in Syria. I don't understand why they choose to show from an angle to basically deceive the ref. It's like if you want
Maybe
it to
it's
be a
always on
penalty,
another angle, or the
maybe there's a
referee
couple other
talking
angles
to
that we don't see. I don't know, but the angle
mm.
that they showed us and the angle everyone saw on Twitter and everywhere on the internet afterwards wasn't the same angle that the ref judged. But
Mm.
anyways, it was a 50-50 situation. So for me, I think there was some critic. I want to start with Pioli. I want to criticize him because of the lineup. Why do you start with Kier if he's supposed to get injured after like 10, 12, 30
How would
minutes?
he know that he would get injured?
Because Kier had just come back from an injury.
Wasn't that weeks ago or months ago?
Yeah,
When
exactly.
was that? I don't know. But he couldn't
So
play with Tomori when he just joined that day.
I know,
That was a risk.
I know. But what they're doing, I know he didn't have so many players to choose from.
And
But
Kalulu
But
that's
was
Tomori
also
played.
injured, so
tomorrow.
he can't
Tomorrow
change.
played. Tomorrow played and played a good
I
game. But
mean,
Yeah, but he couldn't take that
like,
it
risk.
was a bit annoying for me that Kier got injured so fast during the game. It was obvious he wasn't ready. Something was
Mm.
off.
but I think we found a great
Kalulu,
CB in Tomori.
Yeah,
I think.
and Kalulu is a right back, so he can
Yeah, I know, but
he
we have played him as a CB.
yeah, we
We
played
have
him. He
played.
was good at CB also, but he can
He
take
had
that
played good
right.
at CB, but against Inter,
He
I know
played
you
good.
want he could Kalulu couldn't handle Lukaku, so of course you want
No.
Kier, you know. Okay, so
Yeah, of
I
course.
just leave it at that. But when it comes, we have discussed the penalty. The free kick situation was 100% not a free kick. When I first saw it, I thought, "Damn, that was a free kick." But then I saw the replay. I was like, "He isn't even touched."
Yeah, and that was the
Mm.
second referee. Remember the first referee they played? He
Oh,
got
the
injured.
referee got injured that
So
game. I'd never
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
that
yeah,
before in
yeah,
my life.
yeah. That was ridiculous. So that was a karma for me. I was like, "Yeah, how does it feel now to be the clown in the room?" You know, you can't even ref a game without getting
it took
injured.
like it took like 10 minutes to change mics and all that. So
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was ridiculous. So what really got me boiled up, and I went crazy when he gave the second yellow to Ibrahimovic, which was not a second yellow. It
the
wasn't
first
even
yellow was
close.
also not a yellow.
but even though it's not a
The first
yellow,
yellow was
like,
because of the Lukaku situation. He
Yeah,
gave
but
them both
but
Zlatan
yellows.
but
Lukaku
Zlatan should
didn't
know
see.
better. Should know better
Yeah,
as a
yeah, yeah,
player.
yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah. Of
so
course,
many
he is wrong.
experience.
So let me just
It's
finish
wrong.
by let me just finish by saying 100% not a second yellow.
Mm.
100%, not even 1% chance of a yellow. Ashkan, do you think it was even
It could. It
1%?
was 20%.
But
Yeah,
this game,
30%,
I
these
don't
types
think.
of games, you never know.
30,
But
That's
but,
the
40.
but
thing.
exactly. So this is my point. How many Milan games have we seen where the ref want to change the result and gives too many yellows and reds? Have you seen the
Yeah,
statistic?
we.
Have you seen the statistic? How many yellow? Forget about how many penalties Milan have given because that's everything. That's all the other opponents. The only thing they talk about how many penalties we get.
Milan has
Look,
received a lot of penalties
yeah,
as well
but they have all
against.
been
Yeah,
penalties.
but I mean, come on, like
They
this,
have been penalties.
all the penalties, all of them have been penalties.
Yeah,
Except that
exactly.
Roma won. Remember that Roma
Yeah,
won
man,
when Roma got a
but,
penalty and we
but
got a
Roma got
penalty,
a
Yeah, maybe one questionable,
and that
but
but
referee got suspended for a month and stuff.
But Afshin, that was because Roma got a
Yeah, I know, I
questionable
know.
penalty in the same game. So he was just
Yeah, yeah.
compensating for that. So all I'm saying is this: too many Serie A refs trying to change the result by giving too harsh verdicts, when they give yellows where they shouldn't be, and when they give reds, and of some strange reasons they are very harsh on Milan. And I think when a player have already received the yellow, as Zlatan had, why are you in such a hurry to give the second one? Why not talk to him again? Because you know he's fired up because of the Lukaku situation, and that wasn't even a bad foul. You just say, Zlatan, next time you even touch a guy, I'm gonna give you a yellow. You just don't go forward and give him yellow straight up. The second yellow.
Mm.
I think
Zlatan should have been.
that referee saw a situation where he could show Zlatan out because of what had happened earlier with Lukaku, and he decided he's not gonna hesitate. So he said, "You're going out." Because in his mind, the situation with Lukaku was still fresh, and he
Yeah,
heard everything Zlatan said, and he was like, "No, you guys had a fight, and it went on too long, and you are too hot today." I gotta say this: Zlatan coming into this game, he was Milan's best player
yeah.
until he was shown out. But at the same time, Zlatan coming into this game, do you guys agree that he was a little bit too hot? He was like burning coming into this game. This is what I
Mm.
wanted to talk about. Do you
mm,
remember the game before with Atalanta and what happened between him and Zapata?
Yeah.
yeah.
You remember what Zapata told him? You want your 13th
One
penalty?
13 penalty. Yeah.
And Zlatan answered them, "Who are you? I have played more matches than you have scored goals,
I scored more goals than you have played
than you have
matches.
played matches." Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so this is what I'm trying to get at. We all know the characteristic of Zlatan. We all know he's from Rosengård, Sweden. We all know what type of a neighborhood it is. He's a guy who don't back down for anybody. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
So when someone gets under his skin and try to start a fight or something, he just get even more fired up. So he was so fired up for this game because of all the talk on social media after the Atlanta game. But Atlanta started to make fun of us.
Mm.
Deron put up that video on Twitter
He wanted to
and
prove a point.
Zapata clowning after that game because he scored one goal against us. It was like, Zlatan, you ain't shit. I'm better than you. All of that stuff. So Zlatan
Mm.
was fired up. You guys agree?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
So
of
coming
course.
into the game, he was so fired up and he wanted to prove himself. And what did he see? He see a big, big, big. I don't want to use the word Zlatan used. You see a big guy who's starting to fight our players without any reason. Romangoli just shoved Lukaku, and Lukaku just lost it.
the full
Mm.
meltdown.
So it's
And
a full,
Zlatan tried to defend
yeah, he tried
Yeah,
to
Romangoli.
protect
his
the guys,
captain.
the team. So he did absolutely right. But calling him, what the hell are you doing? Calm down.
Mm.
So what
Yeah, I
Lukaku
mean,
did was go after Zlatan after that. So when Lukaku went after Zlatan, Zlatan started to say all those stuff about calm
Mm.
down, go do your voodoo,
Then
voodoo
Lukaku
shit,
answered
go
him.
do your voodoo shit and stuff, right?
yeah.
Mm.
But also, like, even though I'm a Milan fan, like Zlatan, it was kind of unnecessary to say all
Hundred
those things.
percent
Also,
unnecessary to say that, but I read somewhere there's something in the background between this Lukaku and Zlatan situation. Raiola is involved somehow.
Raiola was Lukaku's agent, but
Yeah,
then
yeah,
they
and
fell off.
there's bad blood because Raiola and Zlatan are very tight, and
Mm.
but also they were teammates in United.
yeah, but they
Yeah,
don't have any love for each other after that. They never
mm.
been friends like let's hang. They were just teammates.
No, exactly.
So basically, there was an opportunity for these two players in Syria to mash up, and they did. And let's be honest, guys, Lukaku ain't shit compared to Zlatan. Come on, the guy hasn't won anything in his life. He's a
Yeah,
nobody.
I mean,
I mean, let's
I
be
mean,
honest.
he's to be honest, he's a great striker. He is a great
but not
striker.
on Zlatan's
But like, if
level.
we're gonna compare the two careers, you can't compare them.
If you want to
Zlatan has
compare
won the.
Lukaku with someone, you might compare him with Belotti.
So
No, no,
so
no.
if you remember, so this is the joke of the Inter team with Lukaku. Remember, like a couple of months ago when Lukaku posted Milan has a new king
Yeah,
after
when they
they
won against us last
they
season.
won a derby.
Mm.
Mm.
This punk hasn't won anything in his whole career.
Except that
Zero.
Belgian league.
Now
Yeah,
he has won the
one
Belgian League in
Belgian. Who
2009.
When he
cares?
was a
What is
bench
that?
player, 15 years old, on the bench, he won
Just throw
one
that
league.
in the trash. Okay, and that okay. So remember, he just want to make a name for himself. Try to compete with someone like a Zlatan. Of course, Zlatan is one of the greatest players that have played during these modern times. There's no doubt. Of course, he's not up there with Messi and stuff, but and Ronaldo. But if but he is up there with the best forwards. Am I right?
Of
Mm.
course, of course, yeah, yeah.
After Messi and Ronaldo, he has scored the most goals
Who
of the
who has
active
that
modern.
physique?
Lewandowski, Benzema.
Those
Who
who
has that
play, those who
physique?
still
Who
plays.
has that physique
I
and that
mean,
mentality? That
Mm.
he's
yeah,
40 goddamn years. Who the hell
39
plays
to
in
almost
that
40. Yeah,
on that level? So
yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. It
it's
is
totally
crazy,
crazy.
but
And people like Lukaku hasn't won anything. He's a nobody. No one even
And
knows
Lukaku is in his
who he
prime
is.
right now, and he can't
no, but
outscore.
to be honest, Lukaku is a great player. Like, you
No,
can't say anything bad
he's a
about Lukaku.
player.
He's
No,
he has been delivering.
I'm
Yeah,
No
talking
matter,
about his
but
achievements.
yeah, his achievement,
he's a
but
bit
we never know.
overrated. He has scored. uh, Lautaro has scored same amount of goals as Lukaku in Serie A.
But Lautaro is
If you
not
take
as
out
clinical.
the penalties,
But it's not just the goals. Lukaku. Just look at how he plays, how
yeah,
strong he is, the way he plays. Is Lautaro? Do you know how many chances,
yes,
open
Lautaro is
chances he has
he
missed?
missed easy chances, but the hard ones he
Lukaku
hit.
and Barella and Hakimi, they're the greatest
They're the
interplays right now.
best interplay, yeah,
Yeah,
especially Barella.
Barella, Lukaku, and Hakimi.
Mm.
But I mean, Lukaku, he is great, but the
Yeah,
career
I'm just comparing.
comparison,
Yeah, the achievement is ridiculous. So
yeah,
when
it's
he
ridiculous.
is tossing up with Zlatan and try to like say somehow that, hey, who are you? I'm Lukaku. Who are you? What are
Yeah,
you?
and also one thing, Zlatan, like the thing he said, it was in no way racism,
That's
because
just
we all know, as Swedish people, we also know how Zlatan is and how he
yeah.
is against. He
He's
is
so much against racism. He
he
is.
has like even Pogba said, I think in Twitter, he said Zlatan racist. No, no,
And that's ridiculous.
Okay, so
that's ridiculous.
so he and Pogba are friends, of course, and Raiola is also Pogba's agent. And people said, yeah, Pogba posted that because Raiola told him to do so because to have out Zlatan. Zlatan is an immigrant boy, like just like us. He has grown
Yeah.
up with immigrants all his life. He's a
Mm,
Bosnian, Serbian, all that mix from ex-Yugoslavia.
mm.
So to just say that, even think about that Zlatan is somehow racist, this is just typical Italian media trying to find an opportunity to damage Milan and damage Zlatan. And this is what I heard interesting today. I was listening to another podcast, Serie A podcast, and they were discussing this. They said in no other country outside of Italy have criticized Zlatan for this incident, and for and in Syria, and tried to portray Zlatan as to being racist. No other country, not even England, where Lukaku and Zlatan played. Only
Mm.
in Italian media. So
Yeah,
they
I
have an
mean,
agenda. I was listening to
yeah, of
podcasts
course. I
talking about
mean, the whole
100%.
country is
It
divided.
was a Serie A podcast that was neutral. It wasn't even a Milan podcast, and they were saying this is 100% an
But you
agenda.
never know, the person speaking on the podcast can be an Inter fan or
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
but
all
they were
going to be
saying
biased.
it looks like they have an agenda to go after Zlatan. So they were
No, but
protecting
Zlatan,
Zlatan.
this is he won't get a suspension.
So
But on
what I
the
read
other
today,
hand,
they're going to
yeah,
investigate. They're going to investigate, and the judge has said he want to hear the tapes.
mm. Both of them
The
have
audio.
one game suspension in Coppa Italia.
Yeah, but they're going to get
Zlatan
now
for red.
investigated for what they actually said, word for word. And he want Valeri, the referee, to come and testify, and he also want to hear the tapes. So, but my point is this: this is nonsense. This stuff about racism. But the one thing, if they decide to do something about, is the death threats of Lukaku.
Yeah,
I shoot
that's
you in the
How the
head.
hell can a player tell another player, "I will shoot you in your head"?
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
do and do a gun sign to goal celebration the game after that.
Yeah, against Benevento.
He
Yeah,
can
yeah, he did
he
it.
can threaten players live, says in front of like 20, 30 people, I will shoot you in your head, and then do gun sign in goal celebration. And Serie
I think
A,
it's
we
I'll
just
shoot.
only focus on, oh, Zlatan is racist. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is to
But but
guys, we're
I think it's
Milanistas.
better if we just like if they just like this thing that happened between them. Let's just move on. Like he doesn't get a suspension. Zlatan doesn't get nothing.
I think they
Nothing
both will.
happened. Let's just
Listen,
move
I
on.
think they both
and
will
if
get
they
suspended.
both will, it will be in
I,
Coppa Italia, or is it Serie A also?
No, I think
I
they will
don't.
get both
In
suspensions,
Syria
both for
also.
Serie A and Coppa Italia.
But
My prediction is this. I'm telling you, this is what I think. I think they're going to come out and say, yes, it was a racist remark, that voodoo stuff was a racist remark. We don't care about the background, the intention. Even if the intention wasn't racist, it sounded racist. So, so Zlatan will, I think he will get punished, and I'm afraid if they are severe with the punishment, it will be a couple of games, maybe
If it
three,
is 2 games, I hope he gets it now so he misses Crotone and Spezia and not the other
maybe
three
2 or 3 games or
games.
something like that. But
Mm.
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. If that happens, I'm just waiting for what they will do about the death threats. How the hell can you
Yeah,
let
I
a player
mean, they have to. They
say,
have
"I'll
to do
shoot you in the
something
head"?
about the death threat if they do something about what
Come on,
Zlatan
man.
said.
This guy deserves at least 5 games or something. But who can? How can you tell somebody, "I will shoot you in your head"?
But look. If it was the other way around, if Zlatan would have said, "I shoot you in your
No,
head,"
I will record. You have
he
to.
would
You have.
definitely get a ban.
Yeah, ban him.
Yeah, it
I would
was a
say ban
Milan
him.
player who said that.
I would say, if you're that stupid, then that you will in front of everybody scream out, "I'll shoot you in your head."
But he was maybe he didn't think somebody heard him because he was
He was
like
yelling it,
He was
basically
leaving
yeah,
the
yeah, but he
stadium,
was leaving. He was like
the
close to the tunnel saying
the
that.
pitch.
so he got caught. So he got caught, but
Maybe I don't know.
he was still screaming out
Yeah.
death threats. So it
Mm.
had
Yeah.
never happened before. I've never seen it in my whole life. This is the first time in experiencing this. So I'm just thinking, I'm just waiting for that verdict, so to see what they will do.
Yeah,
And
we
if
will
they,
discuss it on another episode when we know
yeah,
the verdict
Yeah.
and if it was
all right,
fair or
guys.
not.
So let's move forward. This was basically Inter Milan game. We will any
We went too deep on the Inter game.
yeah. We were supposed to talk 10, 15 minutes. We talked 20 minutes. Just in 25 minutes Inter Milan game. We could talk about that for another hour, but let's leave it at that. We lost. Forget it. We accepted defeat. It was a Coppa Italia. Let's be honest. Who cares about
But
Coppa? Who cares
no,
about?
but look, yeah, like we have met Inter 2 times now this season, and we
Mm.
lost the better game. If
Yeah.
we would have lost, we won the better game. We won the one in the Serie A,
Serie A.
which is
Yeah,
the
That's
yeah,
most
also
we
important.
important.
won. We won where it counts, and we're gonna win where it counts again. So
Yeah, we
Mm.
meet them again
believe it.
soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward to it. And then we will
Mm.
see what this Lukaku nobody will do. But all I'm
Now with
saying is,
the
what
Bologna.
annoyed me was that we fell into Conte's trap. He wanted to play this psychological game with us. He managed to do it. I'm sure Conte was behind this to tell his players, okay, look for free kicks, look for penalties, blah blah blah. Of course, he didn't tell Lukaku to start a fight like that, but he said try to get in under the skin, look for penalties, look for free kicks. Valeri will give us that. So
Mm.
Conte managed to win that one. We have to be a bit more careful when we meet this Inter because they're so sneaky. They don't play they don't play fair. Inter has
Yeah, I
never
mean, if
played
the
fair.
derbies are always gonna be war.
Everything is allowed in the derby, according to them. They don't have our
Mm.
tradition like we or Milan.
They
We
don't
are
have
proud
any
of
tradition.
this. They don't have anything. We're savages. That's the tradition of Inter. We're just gonna go in and we're gonna do anything to just come up with a win. Okay, guys, let's talk about Bologna Milan.
Mm.
I don't
Oh,
even remember that game.
The penalty game.
penalty game.
Bologna versus penalty.
Milan penalty.
Yeah, we suffered too much at the end
AC
of that game.
Milan, like they say.
AC
So,
penalty.
I think you
AC
should go.
penalty.
You should
Should
go
I go?
first. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you make of that game?
So we were not playing as good as the Inter game, but we were still dominating the game for the most part, and we were winning comfortably. But after 82nd minute or 81st, they scored, and those last 10 minutes it was a bit hard.
Mm.
Yeah, it was.
It was a
We
mess.
suffered too much.
Yeah,
We suffered too much at the end. I just wanted
yeah.
the game to end.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
And
Like,
Donnarumma
Anything?
was great. He saved us plenty of times.
Yeah,
Donnarumma
yeah.
was great.
Donnarumma was man of the match that game.
Yeah.
It was
Of
amazing.
course,
It
he
was
saved
amazing.
us.
But all the chances Bologna got was like silly mistakes for the most part. Like the first chance, Calabria lost the ball, then Donnarumma saved it.
Yeah,
Then their goal,
What?
Theo lost the ball.
Yo, what has happened to Calabria? He went from playing like
He's amazing.
Cafu back to being
And these
Calabria.
last two games, he's not been as good, but yeah, but he has been one of our best players
But
this season.
wasn't Calabria had a small injury also coming back? He has a calf injury, something like that, a small one.
Yeah, I
He did
think
not
so.
play the Inter game, so I don't know.
Yeah, he had a small injury. That's why he didn't play the Inter game. I remember that's why Dalot played.
Yeah,
Okay, anything else you want to add, Afshin, to the game? Bologna Milan?
where Zlatan missed a penalty, but fortunately Rebic
Again,
took the rebound. Then the next penalty, Kessie took it. And did you hear what Zlatan said, or Kessie said in an interview after? He said
No.
Zlatan is our first penalty taker. He chooses who will take it. So if he's so Zlatan, uh, next
yeah,
time you get
yeah,
a
yeah.
penalty,
Basically,
Zlatan
yeah, yeah,
said,
that's right.
if he
Because on
feels
the
like he
paper
will
you have to have one name on the paper,
yeah.
and it's Zlatan still. So the coach hasn't changed the penalty because we all know he want to be on the score sheet, Zlatan. So he's competing about the
And Kessie said it's good for an attacker to score, so then they play better.
confidence. Yeah, of course, of
Yeah,
course.
it's
You
always
want the
better for an
attacker to
attacker.
have the confidence of scoring.
But Kessie said something else. He said his exact tactics, how he scores
Yeah,
his
that was
penalty.
stupid. Why did he say that?
But it was already kind of obvious. But he said exactly. I was waiting. I see where his left
Yeah, yeah,
legs or
yeah,
right legs goes, but then I shoot. He said exactly his whole. So that
He
was
said,
it was
I'm looking at
but but
the
but
the
it was
coaches.
obvious how we. So everyone already
but
knew.
the penalty it kind of worked that game because he shoot it at the middle,
It was really
and
close.
but the goalkeeper couldn't even take it, even though he was in the middle, because he went to the right and he
Yeah,
shot to the
because
left.
Kessie is such an amazing penalty taker.
Yeah, he has only like
He
missed once
decides,
or
yeah,
twice.
he can put it wherever he wants. He will just fool the goalie. It's not about where the
Mm.
ball goes. It's about where the goalie goes.
If the goals go left, he goes right.
Yeah, he
Right.
just go right. If the goalie stands, he just put it on the left, on the right. If the
Yeah.
goalie moves, he just put it in the middle.
Mm.
So he's just studying the goalie. He knows even before the goalie where he's going. So anything else you want to add, Afshin?
No, but I'm gonna just ask a question. Who do you think should be our first penalty taker? Hakan or Kessie?
Kessie, 100%.
Or Slatan.
Or
I,
Zlatan? But
I think
before this
Hakan is
season,
good. Hakan is
Zlatan,
good. He's not even close as good as Kessie. Hakan, come on. Kessie is the best.
I
I think
I
Hakan is
think
very good
Hakan
also. Yeah.
is good. He's good, but
Not as
Kessie
good as
should be
Kessie. Kessie is the
one.
best. You know Kessie is the best penalty taker in the whole league.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
now he's
he's a great penalty.
he and
Statistically, no one
Ronaldo.
compares. No one is better than Kessie. Ronaldo have missed a couple.
Yeah, but
Ronaldo have missed a couple of penalties.
Ronaldo has
This season once, just like
scored
this.
more penalties. He has
But
getting
yeah,
been
of course,
awarded
because
more
he's
penalties.
the penalty taker. Yeah, but if
But
you looked at effectiveness, Kessie
Yeah, of
hasn't missed
course.
any.
but if you look statistically of all time, Zlatan is among the 20 best penalty takers.
I know,
Yeah, but
But
now right now
this
he has
season,
right
everyone
now he's
knows.
not good.
he's
Everyone knows where you're gonna put it. He always put it on
He always put it in
on
the
the
left corner. Always.
left.
yeah.
Yeah,
But before, when he put it on the left, he put it so good and so hard, no one could catch it. But now it was too
yeah, I
soft.
know. I think it's just sloppy. They're a bit sloppy. They're slow.
Yeah,
They're good.
last
They're
week.
not. Yeah, he has lost the edge. So Ashkan, you wanna analyze Bologna Milan?
Yeah, I mean, I think we started the game very well. I remember in the like 12th minute, Theo Hernandez shot a free kick. Do you
Oh,
remember that free kick?
that would be.
That would be the goal of the season if he would have scored.
Yeah. That free
Remember
kick.
big
You know,
cross.
it reminded me of Ronaldinho in Brazil. Remember that goal Ronaldinho did in the World Cup?
Yeah, from far
Do you guys
out.
remember? Yeah, yeah. He just put it in at this basically just from a different angle with his left foot inside the goal. But he this time, okay, Theo went with the right foot.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So I think like we started the game very well. We had a good chance, that Theo Hernandez free kick, and right after that we got a penalty.
and before the
Sla-
penalty, Zlatan got a header. Then
yeah,
goalkeeper took
also
header,
that.
Yeah,
then
there
the
was a couple
rebound.
of situations. The header. I remember that Slatan when we
I remember
rebound, the
like those
rebound.
minutes.
Those
Those
three
minutes, I thought
shots.
this game would have been like 3-4 nil.
Mm.
Yeah. But
But
I
then,
scored the prediction right? I said 2-1.
yeah,
Yeah,
you said 2-1. I said 3-0 before the game.
I
It
said
could
2-0.
have,
I was
it,
almost right.
guys. It could have been 2-2. It could have been 3-0. It could have been anything. This game. It was a weird game.
Yeah, it was a weird game. And then also, yeah, so Zlatan, he stepped up. Rebic scored. In the second half, we started well when we got awarded another penalty in like 55th minute. But then Kessie stepped up and he scored calmly. And also Calabria had a header like in the 60th minute. That was very close. Mm, but at the end, like the last 10 minutes was a disaster. We have to do something about these last minutes. Sometimes, like I don't know what happens to Milan. We just we let the team attack, and I think the subs Pioli made that game wasn't really like after Mandzukic came in. You know, I
We
really want Mandzukic to
Guys,
succeed in
can you give
Milan,
me
but
a second? I just need to fix the sound. Went crazy.
mm,
mm,
Can you speak?
do you,
Okay, now.
yes, do you hear us?
Yeah, I
Okay,
hear you.
I think like Pioli made a little bit questionable substitutions that game. I mean, not I don't know if it was questionable, but it wasn't. It didn't work very well because when Mandzukic came in, that's when it started to get a little bit shaky. And before
Collapsing,
Mandzukic
total
came in,
collapse with
yeah,
Mandzukic.
Krunic came in. Krunic came in before for Rebic in minute 62, and I don't know. I don't really like. I don't really like Krunic that
With
much
Krunic and
as a
Mandzukic,
player.
it was a total collapse. Krunic,
Yeah, after that,
Krunic
but
should
I'm
be.
glad Benacer he stepped
yeah,
up
that
Yeah,
when
was
he
yeah,
came in.
we needed him to play.
Yeah, but the last minutes were a disaster.
We,
I
we
don't know.
suffered in a game where we should have won easily.
Yeah, exactly.
every time we lead, we try to defend at the end and
Yeah,
just stay back,
yeah,
do
yeah.
nothing, just let them
You know
attack.
what that reminds me of? This game reminded me of the Gattuso era. Every time he scored a goal, he started defending, and the other
But
team scored.
Mm,
but with
yeah,
Gattuso, it was
exactly.
when we
I
were winning 1-0 and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Not
I was suffering every game with Gattuso because if we won, we would win like by chance or just win by 1-0.
do you remember that Benevento game with Gattuso? I think it was
Uh,
with Gattuso. 1-0. The game was 1-0. Then Benevento
Yeah, we
scored in the
lost
last
that
like
game
yeah, yeah, yeah.
70 seconds. Their goalkeeper scored a header.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
against us.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Benevento
Gattuso killed us with his
and
defensive.
Benevento, it was their first point that game. They had 0 points
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Before
whole
that
He
game, yeah, I
invited
season.
them back
remember
And
that.
in.
like
So
15 games, they got their first point with
if
their
you
goal.
don't attack, you invite the other team to attack for you, attack on you.
Mm.
So I don't
Mm.
understand that tactic. I hope Pioli stops playing like defensively as soon as he's up one. I think 2-0 is a very questionable score. So you need to be very afraid when there's a lot of time on the clock and you are starting to defend 2-0. Because even if they
Yeah,
get
when
a
that.
goal at the last
But
5 minutes, they will
but
equalize
have
the
you
game.
really? But have
Exactly.
you lost points when we have? I don't think we have suffered
No,
No, we
but
have
I don't
been
like
like
yet.
this
Yet.
pattern. I don't. This reminded me of a pattern that I really don't like, where we start to defend.
Like the Lazio game, it was leading 2-0, then 2-2, but
but at the last
Infantino
second.
got the goal. That's last
Yeah,
second.
exactly.
Mm.
That was the
So
only game that we suffered by defending.
uh, I wrote down a couple of positives and negatives from the Bologna game, and I like to
Mm.
just address them a little
Yeah,
fast. Yeah,
Mm.
can
yeah,
I just
continue.
say one thing?
Yeah.
I have to just give him credit. Like Tomori was really great the Bologna game. Like for it
Mhm.
to be his second game and he playing that like that, I'm feeling like I'm getting hyped
And,
about him. I think he can be a great pair with the Romangoli in the future if we
and we
buy
have an
him.
option to buy 28 million.
Yeah, I
So
hope we do.
that's
I hope we do.
if he
He
plays
was really
like
great,
this, he's worth the 28.
But because
and I
I
I
want to
love Pio,
I want
but
to hop on the hype train or all that because I really think he's great also. But
We need more time.
I want to see him against big teams.
But he played against Inter
Inter,
also.
he
He
was
was
pretty
he
good.
was decent against Inter, but
Yeah,
this
I
game
saw
he
him
was really
there. Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. He's fast. He's great. And but there was a couple of mistakes I remember because it was his first game. It was his first game against Inter. Of
Mm.
course, he's allowed to do mistakes. And there was one weird mistake against Bologna. You know when he kicked the ball and it landed in
Yeah,
front of him.
he missed the ball. Yeah,
He missed the ball.
Yeah,
So of course that because he's nervous. It's just his few.
and he's still young.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So all I'm saying is I think he has the potential to be the partner to Romangoli. I just want to see him grow, and I think we should give him time to grow.
Mm.
yeah. He's really young too.
I
He's
think
only
Kier,
23
it,
years old.
you guys have to agree this year, and even if Kier is injury free, even next year Kier is the best partner with Romangoli. Kier is like
Yeah,
is
yeah, he's
amazing
good.
right now.
Yeah, he will
Yeah,
retire
he's
soon.
really great.
So I
He
see
has been amazing.
Tomori coming in more like next year. Uh,
Mm.
so he needs to be comfortable in Serie A and all of that, right?
Mm. Yeah, of
And
course.
Kalulu and Calabria can fight with that right back spot.
Yeah, exactly. So Kalulu can go and concentrate on the right backs because he's officially a right back, right, Kalulu?
That's his true position.
Yeah, that's his true position.
But we don't have any left backs except for Theo. Who's gonna fight
Basically, Dalot plays left,
the right
okay,
back?
but
Yeah,
he's officially a right back.
yeah, but he can also play left.
He can also play left.
But do you think we should buy Dalot? Is it worth how many 25?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should because he's so young, and I see him being comfortable with the ball. And when I see a fullback being comfortable with the ball and not make rash decisions, and he's good
Mm.
defensively, I think he can grow. I
Yeah, I
think
think we should buy him too. He's only 21 years
yeah,
old. I
I
mean,
think we should buy him. We should go all in for him.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
think
think we
we're
should.
gonna spend like 60, 70 million in the summer for these three.
I,
We could buy Brian Diaz also.
yeah,
Brahim,
yeah, because
Shadow
That's
Mark.
another debate. That's
Brahim
another debate, I think.
is a little bit too much money if you ask me. Also, 20
Yeah, it's
is
too
too.
much money.
But I
Otherwise, if
know
we would have been a
this guy
small
is
amount.
dangerous in the future. If he imagine he's this young and he continues to be this offensive and dribble skills like this, in a couple of years he gonna devastate the opponents. He gonna be a diamond for any team. Why do you think Real Madrid is so sensitive about him? There's something they know, and teams like Real Madrid, they know when a player is good, they will not let him go, and they know Brahim is
Mm.
some.
But they have
But
made a lot of mistakes, Real Madrid, with players like Theo Hernandez
Hakimi,
and yeah,
That's why they don't want
recently
to make the
Arsenal
same
got
mistake with
Odegaard.
Brahim. They want to keep him because they saw what they did with Theo.
yeah,
But the best thing with tomorrow, I want to get touch on that a little bit. The Chelsea fans are going crazy because they sold.
You know, Lampard, he gave us Tomori and
and
he
he got
ditched
sacked.
Chelsea, or he got sacked
Mm.
As a
the
gift.
week after.
I think he's a Milan supporter, Lampard, actually. So
Thank you, Lampard.
it was his gift to
But
us, his farewell gift.
do your analysis of the
Okay,
Bologna
yeah.
game.
So
Yeah.
the positives.
Mm.
If you can consider this to be a positive, I don't know, but Hakan Çalhanoğlu, he's so important for this team.
Back. He was not even on the
Yeah, he was really
right
missing
back
this
next.
game.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's so important because he was so missed in these type of games and the big games we had before this because no one up front. We lacked quality against Bologna. I didn't see
Almost zero
Ibra.
chance.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't see Ibra even receive one good pass, not even one
Mm.
quality
Yeah.
pass. And remember, his partner is always Hakan, who gives him those balls. Okay,
Mm.
so I'm just waiting for Hakan to return because he's so important. Alexis, he's so important defensively. That work he
Yeah,
put. Compare him to Castillejo. Castillejo is, is
he's much.
Salamakers.
Salamik
yeah.
is much.
Salamake, Alexis. I say Alexis because his name is yeah.
He
So
was originally our right back, but then he moved
yeah,
as a
this
bought him as a right back. That's why he's really good defensively.
yeah. if he can work on his offensive skills with his last, if he can cross the ball better, if he can find that last pass.
But I don't agree. Like Salamakers, he was good at tracking back that game, but he wasn't really
No, he's not
doing
a
nothing
starter right
offensively.
now for Milan. He should be a good sub.
If you study Salamaker, how much work he puts in a game, no one in the
Yeah,
team
he does a
really.
lot of work. He tracks back really well, but offensively, like
No,
does he?
I'm saying he's lacking offensively, but
Yeah,
defensively he's amazing.
yeah, defensively he was
because
good.
because you know what he does, he gave Calabria the insurance to go up, so Calabria can go up because he can rely on Salamico, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
know.
And
Calabria is
Calabria can never go
good.
up when he plays with Castillejo.
Mm.
Yeah,
Castillejo is all over the place. He's just standing up there, and he can't defend.
But
So
either way, we have to get
you have to
a
buy a right
replacement.
winger.
we have to get
Yeah,
rid of Castillejo, and we need to keep Alexis, and we need to get a right wing, Tyvon or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
Someone
someone
who
really
can
good
cross the ball to goddamn Mandzukic and Zlatan.
or Liao.
or Douglas Costa.
So
Douglas Costa.
He's
I
injured now.
agree. So I agree with you. Tomori looked stable and great,
Tomori. Yeah,
and Gigio was man of the match with exceptional saves. He made
Yeah, he
two
was man of the
saves. He
match.
made two saves that should have been goals.
yes.
And the negatives, of course, Ibra penalty situations. Why does he keep on taking penalties when he can't score them? But I understand that because he needs to score as a forward. So,
Yeah, and Liao played as an attacking midfielder for the first time.
oh yeah, we got guys. Forget to discuss. Was it a penalty on Ibra? You guys said no, right? The
This game,
situation
What?
when
both
Ibra
of
went
them
down
were
in the
100%
box.
penalty. Both of them were 100.
No, both of them were penalties.
Obvious.
I
The
No,
second one,
The second one was 100%.
Ashkan, in the chat, you wrote you thought it wasn't a penalty.
No, it was another. I think
You
wasn't
know,
it another incident?
you know which one I'm referring to, where
Inter.
No,
Zlatan.
I remember. I remember. Yeah, it was before that penalty. We had another incident,
Which
wasn't it?
one?
Like, oh, maybe I'm remembering it wrong.
I think
But
you remember it wrong. With Zlatan, there was one situation where he took the ball and the goalie took with the ball and Zlatan.
mm,
You remember when Zlatan touched the ball forward and the goalie touched the ball also and he took Zlatan with him?
yeah,
Was it
yeah,
this
maybe
game
yeah.
or was it not?
There was the
No,
Bologna game.
Something like
The
that
Bologna game.
happened.
mm,
Mm.
I wrote this
I don't
because
know, but that maybe was. I think it
When the
was
I think
50-50, but the
I think
second penalty was
I think
100%.
I think I think in my book, referee could have given the penalty because Zlatan, his whole objective was to be first on the ball before the goalie, and he was on the ball.
Mm,
And then the goalie touched the ball, but at the same time he tackled Zlatan, so he could have
Mm.
given the penalty, but he decided not to. Anyways, forget that. We go forward.
mm.
Okay,
But those
something that worries me. What do you say, Ashley?
those penalties that we got, they were legit.
Yeah, 100%. I'm
Those
just
were.
saying the Ibra situation. I thought that was a penalty. Maybe you could have given that also, but we have received a lot of penalties, so it's okay to not receive one.
We deserve more.
Give us more penalties.
Okay, I want to talk
But
about. I
Oh,
want to talk about.
another thing. Was it Paul? Wait, what's his name? Poli scored against Milan.
Yeah, I know. Poli.
Player.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was
ex-Milan
fun.
player.
He did not celebrate, so that was.
Yeah, because he's a Milan legend.
He won his trophy with us.
Milan. So I want to address one thing, and it's that Ibra for me. I don't know what you guys think. I think he looks a little bit slow and old sometimes when he receives
Yeah,
the.
but he shouldn't play 90 minutes these types of games. Why take in Mandzukic instead of Liao when he
Mandzukic
could
should
have?
come in
Yeah,
instead of Slav.
Yeah,
that was just crazy because he wanted to he purely wanted to keep the pressure on Bologna, so he kept Ibrahimovic.
Mm.
but I think what worries me that for the we're talking about Milan, we're just not talking about Zlatan. So I think for the future of Milan, Ibra looks slow and old when he receives the ball. You see a couple of chances he just can't get to the ball, even if it's like 1 meter away from him. Opponent takes the ball. So that's just sad to see. It's just obvious he's just 40 years old and just he doesn't have it in him. And
Yeah,
he's
we have to sign a
yeah,
striker
we
that's
need a
not
fast,
Mandzukic or
young,
Zlatan.
vibrant striker because yeah, he just I'm a bit
Maybe Belotti. You never know.
Maybe
Maybe
Liao will
Belotti.
take his spot as a forward if
yeah.
he improves.
And one thing about Liao he needs to work on, I think also I wrote it down because I think Liao the last pass every time he's like he go forward with the ball, but then he don't know how to who he should receive,
Yeah,
give the pass to.
he should work on that.
You know what annoyed me with that match? That we controlled the match for so long and we had like 20 counterattacks, but none of them.
Mm,
We didn't do anything with any of those counterattacks. So what the hell are they doing in training?
mm,
What is Pioli's tactic for counterattacks? Because
No.
because when I
yeah.
see situations like that and I compare to teams like Inter, Juventus, okay, forget Juventus, and I say Inter, and I think about Conte, a coach like Conte. Conte is like when Inter attacks, they know where Lukaku is running, Lautaro is running, but when we counterattack, we don't know where the hell we're going. Zlatan goes off the ball.
Yeah, but we're also missing a lot of like Hakan. We really
Yeah,
need
Hakan was
Hakan.
really good.
Yeah, I know.
Remember last,
Exactly,
remember
exactly.
last game
Before
against
Hakan got
Bologna when
injured,
Hakan
I
played?
mean,
We had many counterattacks.
Yeah, they were beautiful. You're right. You're right. We
Yeah, yeah.
rely so much on Hakan right now, so missing him is really bad.
And then they give really good long balls. Then Liao runs and all that.
Uh, and Calabria, that head ball that he received from Ibrahimovic, he should have done better with
Yeah,
that.
should have.
yeah, he should have scored a goal.
He
Actually,
should have took the ball and then kicked it or something. He just tried to score with the head. You got
yeah,
you,
he should
He
have
tried out one
exactly.
Percy.
you got a little bit nervous.
But
And
Theo wasn't good this game.
I have to say what who was not good.
Theo Hernandez.
He did some good stuff. We gave a ball to Calabria,
I think he was
but
on the. I love
Listen,
Theo.
listen.
You know how much I love Theo.
Theo almost cost us the game. Let's be honest.
yeah, defensively it was bad. But he did
So
some.
so Theo dropped the ball.
He was also directly linked to the goal
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
that
He was
Bologna
the one
scored.
dropped the ball and they scored. So
Mm.
he just lost it. I'm just glad he didn't do that, and it was 2-2, and it was 2-1 instead of 2-2.
Yeah,
So there was one more situation. I think Liao is too laid back. Sometimes he forgets he's a football player and thinks he's a rapper. So because Liao,
Leao is great.
do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember that incident when Calabria took a shot and Liao wasn't there to pick up the rebound?
Yeah.
He's just
Oh, he was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
that was
He
a
should have.
typical lazy ass Liao.
Yeah,
He
but he
He
has
didn't
to be
really
more
his
alert.
improved
head
this
in the
season.
game. Sometimes he doesn't have his head in the game. That annoys me. And the last thing I just wrote was that Pioli with Krunic and Mandzukic were a total collapse.
Yeah, but he learned it. He learned that
That
the
that
next
scares
game
me for
he's
the
not gonna do
future.
this.
That scares me for the future in Champions League with Pioli as a coach because I think we're gonna suffer a lot.
No, no,
No,
I
he
don't
has
agree with that.
great.
Pioli
Because
has been great
the reason
for
I'm
Milan.
saying this is because Pioli knows better than us that Mandzukic wasn't ready to even play. He looks off. He's physically not ready. And why even play him for like 30 minutes or something like that?
No, he just should play as a forward, not a left winger, because he's slow.
Yeah.
Exactly, he should be a forward.
And
He should have
Krunic
he
is
should have
so
came in because of
trash. I'm sorry to say that. Krunic, we all know
Who's
that
better, Krunic or Miete?
he's not Milan caliber. He have overstayed his stay. He should just pick up his bags and leave.
Mm.
So I don't
Yeah,
know why give Krunic
I don't
playing
really
time.
like Krunic.
Why give him even playing time? What does he even contribute with? So
I don't know.
that was my two
Who
cents about
went out instead of Krunic? Someone went out and Krunic came in.
Rebic.
So he wanted to defend. He took out an
Yeah, he
it.
took
I know,
out.
but
winger
Krunic
and took
can't do either.
initiative to
He can't
defend.
defend. He can't
To
attack.
defend.
But that's
That's what it meant.
he could have brought in Meta instead
But Mate
also.
has been poor these last two games. So
Right, guys, we need to wrap this up. We have been talking for 1 hour and 15 minutes. I think it's going to be too long if we
Mm.
continue.
should we not?
But,
Should we predict the next game?
yeah, yeah, I think we should do that. I don't think we don't. Do you
Yeah,
guys? Do you
can I
guys?
just say something about the next game? I've done my research a little bit about the Crotone game,
Yeah,
and one of their players, their best attacker, has got a yellow card
He's
at the game
suspended.
against Genoa, so he's suspended. Junior Messia, he's their best striker. They don't have anybody else to score their goals, so he will miss the game against Milan. And Crotone were terrible against Genoa. Genoa trashed them 3-0. So I think this game will be easy. I think this game Pioli should start a little bit. Like he should maybe like let Benacer play
you
maybe
should rest. You
45
should rest.
minutes.
You should
Let
rest some players.
yeah,
We don't
and
have
I
any
think
midweek games, so
Yeah, I know, I know, I know.
we need.
we have Zvezda soon in the Europa
Yeah,
League.
that's after.
But I think like maybe Hauke should play this game. Maybe Brahim Diaz
Hauge,
should play if
you
he's
say
If
fit.
Brahim is back, then Brahim could play.
Hauge hasn't played for a couple of weeks. What happened to him?
I think he should play this game because
Because Milan
Crotone
or
we
Rebic
will
got back from injury, and they are obviously ahead of him.
they're the bottom of the league. Crotone
Yeah,
they will
I
win
agree.
most.
12
But
points.
at the same time, we want our players ready, so we can't afford to rest the starting lineup.
No,
And we need to
no,
win. We
not
can't
rest
risk
all
this
of them,
game.
but not let Zlatan play 90 minutes. Let
Let
for
Mandzukic
like
get
some
some playing time because he needs
yeah
to get some match time. I agree. But Hakan is back. Remember, his Hakan is first game after the corona.
yeah
Yeah,
and Hacken should play like 45 minutes maybe.
he
He
should
shouldn't
start the
play the
game
whole
then
game.
next half. Brahim Diaz or something.
So let's
Mm.
do a quick prediction. Ashkan, what do you say? Milan Crotone.
I think Milan Crotone will be an easy game for us. I think AC Milan will win. I'm feeling cocky, so I'm going to say 4-0.
4-0.
I'm writing it down in the chat. You guys will see. So Milan Crotone 4-0, Ashkan.
Mm.
I will say Milan 3-0. 3-0. And yeah, Zlatan gonna score with a penalty.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say it's around 4-0, 3-0, I think also. But with the situation, okay, let's see in the table. Crotone is basically last or something like that, right?
Last,
Yeah, they're last in
they
the
conceded the
table.
most amount of
Relegation.
goals this
It's a
season.
relegation team, 100%. They will not make it.
They had the worst defense in Serie A with
Yeah.
46
Crotone
goals.
has lost 14 games, drawed 3 games, won 3 games. They have lost 4 of their last 5 games. The only games they have won has been against Benevento, Parma, and Spezia, also bottom teams.
And we won against them 2-0 last time we played
But
them.
But the weird thing is they
Crotone is
drawed
that they
against
score.
Juventus.
They have scored in all of their games, basically. They're
Yeah,
attacking team.
And they conceded the most amount of goals.
Yeah, but
46 goals.
okay.
Yeah.
I go with 4-1.
4-1, so no clean sheet.
you know what? I'm looking like Crotone. They're very weak in aerial duels, keeping possession of the ball, so we can really hurt
So
them.
Zlatan with a header.
Yeah, I think it will be a very easy game for us.
I think Zlatan will get his first hat trick.
Nah,
Yeah, man. It's Crotone. He could be the
Okay.
night.
4-1. I go with the prediction, and you go with that. Okay. So, guys, regarding, do you guys want to say something about the winter transfer?
I think it was a nice, kind of good winter transfer. Not really bad from us. I mean, we got Tomori. Mate he's a backup at the end of the day, and we didn't pay
Buy
for
him.
him. He's a loan.
So Mandzukic, Tomori,
So
and Mate.
Yeah.
yeah, that was
And
kind
we
of
got
good.
rid
I
of
mean,
that way.
I thought we wouldn't even get
Yeah,
that.
yeah. We have more depth in the team now. After that, we really needed the CB.
Yeah.
We needed the backup to Ibra, at least for the time being, and we needed a midfielder because we have a lot of injuries, and
And
we
we
have
loaned,
Youth
Exactly.
League coming up. So
we got rid of Conti and Musacchio and Duarte, and we loaned Colombo to Serie B.
yeah, that was the best load of ever this winter transfer. I was just, we guys been waiting so long to get rid of this dead weight.
Yeah.
Finally, we got some of them out. We have still a couple of them left. You know who I'm talking about?
Krunic.
Krunic
Castillo.
is the first one, Castillejo, second one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
And
Donnarumma's,
also
and
we all
Donnarumma's
we
brother.
Nah, he can stay.
Antonio. No, but one thing I read about Donnarumma today is that
10 million.
this leech Raiola wants 10 million for Donnarumma.
He's crazy. I can't stand
He
him.
wants 10 for
No, but
Donnarumma and 5 for his brother.
we can discuss this on the next episode. Is Donnarumma worth 10 million euros?
Yes.
I think yes, short answer, but we can discuss this on a later episode.
But which goalkeeper gets 10 million anywhere in the world? Does
In
I
anybody
don't know.
in Premier League? In Premier League, do we have anyone?
Barca, Real, probably. I don't know.
Do we have Premier League goalkeepers
Mm,
who give 10 million?
If Inter's
let me
coach
just
gets
search
12
and see.
million,
Um, let me just.
I don't think.
but he deserves it.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I mean, De Gea and Kepa gets a lot of money. They get a lot of more money than
I think what's he been getting?
Donnarumma.
But
What's he being offered is
Donnarumma is 21 years old.
Yeah, De Gea, he earns a weekly wage of 430,000 euros a week.
what? De Gea.
That's yes, De Gea,
De
yeah,
Gea.
and
How
Donnarumma,
he's
I
like
think
35. Like he's like 35 years old, something like.
no, De Gea is the Spanish goalkeeper.
He's 30.
He's only 30 years old.
That.
That's kind of young for a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, we need to wrap this up.